Hello everybody out there, and welcome back to another indie comic book review. Guys, this week we're just sticking to the books that came out this week. It's been a busy weekend. It was Memorial Day weekend. We celebrated my birthday, we celebrated Cindy's birthday, and we celebrated Memorial Day.
Exactly.
So it's been a busy weekend. And we had a lot of big two books that we still have to, we have a couple still that we're reading. But we did get the indie books read, so we're here with the indie comic book review. Hopefully the big two review will be on Wednesday night, because you guys know tomorrow's Tuesday, Frontline Live. So we won't be doing any reviews for this channel tomorrow night, but hopefully by Wednesday night we'll have something up for you, which will be probably Wednesday night, Thursday morning. It's all good. You know, we did read a couple of big two books, and we will be discussing it on Frontline Live. So anyway, don't want to waste your guys' time with too much news. The books in this review were released on
May 20th, 2015.
We got 3 physical and 14 digital.
Yep.
Mostly his.
Most of mine, that, of course. Yeah. So we're going to start with physical. You first.
I love every time I see this cover, the poke at the new 252. Spawn issue number 252. In this issue, we find out what Spawn's costume, or his symbiote, is made with. And we get a little background on Al Simmons. We get to see Al's wife in hell. The demons trying to trick her into opening the angelic door, which is keeping them out. And I love how the angel Mike is like, I apologize in advance for what's going to happen to you at the beginning of the issue. And then at the end of the issue, when we find out what Al Simmons' suit is made with, and spoiler alert, it's the souls of all the innocent people that he's either killed or through his previous job. You have to read the book to find out, but basically his suit is made of the souls of innocent people that were killed because of or by him. That's the long story short. This is a really great book. I really enjoyed reading it. It's great to have Al back. I love the artwork and Al's picture. Al was seen on camera, and now people believe that Al Simmons might be alive again. And some people might be doing some investigation work. Really interesting stuff in this issue. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. It was a really great book.
Alright, Archie Comics Mega Man, issue number 49. In this comic issue, we have a reboot of all of Dr. Wily's robot, which went from evil to good. All accepted, really, except one person, and
So wait, all of the robots that he fixed went evil?
Well, Dr. Wily's robots that were evil, Dr. Light took them in and reprogrammed them to be good. Because their objections was to kill Mega Man. Quick Man, however, on the other hand, is not really that crazy about that, and the artwork's like really amazing. Like, here's all of Dr. Wily's robots right here, and the thing we learn about them is that their guns were disabled because Dr. Light didn't want anyone to use them by order. We do find out more about Dr. Wily, who is alive and is talking to Mr. X about them teaming up with each other. And it's like a really long story. You'll definitely have to read the book about that. And after all that, it was just Quick Man, who is just, like I said, just trying to accept the fact that he has to turn good again, but doesn't want to be really friends with Mega Man. And Mega Man's over the fact that Dr. Wily, he thinks that he's dead after what happened in the last issue. So they had to shut Quick Man down in order for him to get reprogrammed. And also something else happens to Dr. Wily, which is going to go into the World Unite book, which is what I'm really looking forward to. And really can't wait to see what's going to be in store in the World Unite comic book with Mega Man teaming up with Sonic the Hedgehog. But really great book. Definitely something to read, and looking forward to World Unite.
Little Mermaid, issue number 4. Erica finally escapes her holding cell the person who's been experimenting on her got what he had to get for the Dark One, we find out that he's working for, and has created his army, and now he gets the spoils, basically, to dissect Erica. However, Erica has escaped, like I said. However, in Atlantis, we find out that the king didn't know what giving his blessing basically meant when he gave it to the Sea Witch. Basically, the blessing gives this woman a right, no matter what it is. Basically, she's almost 100% assured of getting it. But obviously, it's not Atlantis because she would have taken Atlantis right there and then. Artwork in this book was astounding. The father gathers his troops to attack the place that's holding Erica. Spoiler alert, just as Erica escapes. So now, Erica's not there. The Sea Witch is watching the king attack the facility, but there is no daughter there. And the mother and father had a really nice moment in this book. This is an excellent miniseries. I'm sad to say that the next issue is the last. Hopefully we'll be getting another Little Mermaid miniseries at some point in the near future. I really am enjoying this series. Meredith Finch leaves us off with really huge cliffhangers, and the ending to this book delivered just like the other previous parts. I can't wait to read the last issue. Alright, before we get into any books, to talk about, honorable mention goes to Peanuts, issue number 28. Guilty pleasure of mine along with Garfield, but Peanuts always keeps that artwork that is so iconic to Peanuts. Enjoyable stories. If you are a fan of Peanuts, I would definitely recommend you read this book. There's classic strips. In the very beginning of the book, they're celebrating 65 years. They have a Stop Calling Me Sir, originally printed in July 1971. That's before either of us was born. And it was a nice little strip to open up the book, and then you get into, I believe there's 3 stories. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So I would definitely recommend checking these out. Really fun stuff. I enjoy it each and every month. But now we're done with Guilty Pleasures, and we go into UFOlogy, issue number 2. How was it, Mike?
Well, a lot of stuff actually happened this issue than the last issue. Like when we found out in the last issue of this girl who went to the abandoned house which went on fire, she actually goes to the hospital, but her face wasn't burned, and she's actually really surprised about that. But however, on the left side of her face, on her point of view, the left side left a mark on there, symbolizing what happened last time with the guy at the house. So she mentioned about someone who was taking pictures, and the boy who was there left, and some guy named Carmichael, who was the guy that was there, was probably the person who was in the abandoned house. So they're trying to find out who lit on fire and how this all happened. So the detectives are going to each person to find out who it is. And this kid who's trying to find out more evidence about this guy taking pictures realizes it was the junk guy? Yeah, the junk guy, basically, who was taking pictures. So the detectives go to the radio person, who was actually the boy who got killed there. That was the father. And with him always doing the radio thing, he sounded like an uncaring parent. That's the way I saw it when I was reading that part of the story. And the mother goes to check on her daughter, who was with the tattoo on her face. I really just can't remember life. Go up, because they say her name. Becky. So they go to see Becky, and and then they see how that goes. But when this boy went to go see the more investigation on what was behind this, he actually finds something. And I'm going to leave it off right there because that's what's left off. So, really interesting stuff from this issue.
Alright, we're in Dynamite now. Django Zorro, issue number 7.
Yes, and from what I hear, this is the last issue because I saw the end at the end. So, in this issue, De La Vega goes to one of the commissions for some information about what they heard in the last issue, and Django actually goes on his little Zorro spree, but he gets actually beaten up by these guys because of you know how they feel about, you know, from what I said in the last issue.
Race.
Yeah, it was really about race, so, you know. But, and I really feel for his character in this book. But he does get strong, and he overcomes all this, and he just... The thing I don't like about his character is that he kills. Now, Zorro, we know, doesn't kill by using guns and stuff like that, so the De La Vega Zorro, who is actually wearing Django Zorro, goes up against the commission with a sword. And the artwork was really great, along with the fighting scene. So the army comes in at the palace to... I can't remember the commissioner's name, and it's really bugging me. But Django's army, who goes with them because he actually said that you could fight against for me on this side. And they do that, and it's just like a whole bunch of other things. Someone does get killed, and I'm not going to spoil who it is. You're going to have to read this book. But after they heard who got killed, like, everybody just stopped. Because it was just getting a little bit too much and too chaotic. They have a memorial for him, and after that, De La Vega goes and Django both go their separate ways.
Really good way to end the book.
Yeah, and he actually had respect for him. You know, and that's what really was something in the book, that when you walk away from this book, you realize Django was a character he cared for that one person who cared for him, and didn't just look at his race or nothing about it. So that was really something.
Alright, we're continuing with Frank Cho's Jungle Girl, Season 3, issue number 2.
Yeah, and in this issue, we find out that the portal that let in all these UFOs was still attacking, and all these dinosaurs as well. So what they're doing is that they're using these dinosaurs to try to close the portal. But the thing is that as they're trying everything in their power to do so, her father actually has some information of this device that's beyond the stars that needs to be retrieved in order to stop all this from happening. So one of the guys that actually Jungle Girl, whatchamacallit, the one that she meets and encounters, I should say, is the one with more information of how to get that, so she doesn't kill him. But now when someone else kills him, which wasn't really a friend of his, it's up to now her and the archer to find this device and bring it back to him, so that way he'll know what to do with it. Like, I can't remember what the device is called. Like, they have to go in the lands of dirt people to get this device. So, wait, go up, because they say what it's, no, there. Yeah, they want to do this to be ready before the god creature they find inside. Before, it's basically these mystical creatures that they have to stop. So when they go to the land of the dirt people, well, the king of the land of the dirt people say that she's not welcome, and that can't be good. So she's gonna go through hell and back in the next issue.
You say that again.
Yeah, really great issue. After, man. And the next one's yours.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 10, issue number 15. In this issue, Buffy tries to snap Spike out of his what's the state I'm looking to explain? Back to the way he was. The demon that they're fighting actually pushed him back to the way he was before he got a soul. So him and Buffy are fighting, and Buffy's trying to snap him out of the trance that this demon has him under. And Spike actually has memories of her going into his memories. So that kind of... and the fact that she kind of shows him trust kind of snaps Spike out of it. And the rest of the fight is them versus the demon. However, they can't beat him. So the best course of action was to bury him under rubble long enough to escape. So they didn't beat the demon yet, but now they're stuck trying to figure out how to do it. There's a scene with Dawn and Xander. I'm not going to spoil that. And at the end of the issue, they actually do reach out to somebody for help.
Oh. Huh.
I'm not going to say what the next issue is called because then that would give away who they reached out to. But suffice it to say, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen next with Buffy. And that's the humongous long and short of it. Lots of great dialogue. Lots of very interesting character development. I would definitely recommend Buffy. I'm enjoying Buffy. Not as much as I'm enjoying Angel and Faith, but I'm still enjoying it nonetheless. Alright. Now we're on 8, issue number 4.
Yeah, in issue number 4, we find out that Neela got into a little bit of a time mix-up. Like, she went into the past, where she was from the future. And she's trying to get in contact. Why does his name escape me? I hate that. But basically, she has this walkie-talkie, and she's talking to this old man who basically talks about the World War IIs and everything, and it was a really amazing backstory, including for her to learn about. So, Joshua, that's his name. Joshua, on his side, is trying to get in contact with Neela with his walkie-talkie because, remember how in the first issue, how when he said that he heard the voice?
Yeah.
Thinking that was her? So, it was her voice, but this happened now in the past that actually now affects the future. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, she says the exact same words that Joshua heard when he first landed in the future times. So what they're trying to do is that Neela's just saying, follow the dinosaurs and he'll take you exactly where I am. And as he's trying to listen, it gets a little bit of a break frequency, and he's like saying, all I remember her saying was just follow the dinosaurs. Because the frequency was 8. That's how they could get in contact with each other, and thus the title 8. So, so it's just really just follow the dinosaurs, and that's really all they got. And Neela's sister actually is the one that's helping him. So he's like saying now, with all this war that's going on and everything, it's time to stop running. We gotta fight back. And the next one's to be concluded. Yeah, he tells the king that, or the emperor. I think the emperor or the king, I can't remember. But, yeah. Really great stuff.
Insufferable, issue number 1, written by Mark Waid, and art is by, oh my god, why does the first name leave me? Oh, written by Mark Waid and art by Peter Krause. Yeah. They also did Irredeemable.
They did? Oh, I probably...
They mentioned that in the end of the book, but anyway... I like this book.
I
read it, actually.
Yeah, this story is, really good. It's about 2 characters, Dr. Nicarnus and Galadad. I think that's the other one. And, ironically, Dr. Nocturus is the father of Galadad, who actually... Is that how you say his name? Galahad? Oh, Galahad. Yeah. I can't remember the name. Galahad. And, he's just saying, about how his son was brought up to be.
Yeah, the son is actually a glory hound. Like, he likes to bask in the glory of being a superhero, He's always in front with the news. He's always showboating. And in the beginning of the issue, it looks like the father and son team separated because Galahad had a really huge head. However, as the book continues, it weighs more that the father ignored a lot of Galahad, and that's how he became, how the fight happened and how they came to be separate.
Yeah, and we see 2 perspectives, and their mother died.
The mother died, and that's when Gal
during
had...
his childhood, and that's when the father trained him to become the superhero. And then we see points of views. We see how the father is taking this and how the son is taking this. Like different points of view.
Yeah, the father basically lives on his own right now because the mother's dead, and the son is sleeping in bed with two girls, celebrating it up,
and partying and all
and
that
partying.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right.
But the doctor actually gets some very interesting information about his son and everything, and it's like a long text. It was a long story and everything, but it's really like this moment between like a father and a son and how they went like their separate ways.
Yeah, and in the end, basically, at first we think it's the son that was the one that was the jerk. Now we find out that maybe it was the father, so we don't know whose fault it really is. The background, the backstory is still building up, and the thing is, it's excellent. I love this issue. It definitely has me hooked for the next one. I can't wait to see how this all plays out in the end.
Yeah.
Another book by Mark Waid, Empire Uprising, issue number 2.
I really have to give honest facts here. This book really didn't hold my interest.
Okay.
This issue. First of all, it was too heavy dialogue. But the best I can sum this is that Lord Golgoth, I don't know how to pronounce names today. I don't know what's going on with me. But he's trying to take over a empire, but he doesn't really trust that many people that work for him. So one of his people actually try to ask him, why is that? And we really don't get any answers from him. So after that, there was just so much to take in that I really couldn't sort of understand what was going on. Like, there was just lots of talking, and there was like a little bit of action, but not too much action, so
lots of information to
process. Lots of information. I don't know if the next books will hold me, because if it doesn't, then I might have to drop it, because it just... I walked away from this saying, what did I read? I was just horribly confused.
That's fair.
But I say, if you like it, check it out. I mean, it is by Mark Waid after all. Mark Waid's an excellent writer. So we'll see how the next issue is.
Alright, The Fly, Outbreak, issue number 3.
Yeah, and in The Fly, we get more of the doctor's information about the fly syndrome from what we saw from the last issue about how they turn into it with first like you feel like love for this person and then you turn into them, and there's still this disease that they feel that we go up. I want to make sure I got his name right. I can't remember what his name is. Like, he's the one that is the doctor behind all this, but he's just trying to find more. Seth, yeah. He's trying to find out more information to that, and this woman that keeps going to him, knowing that he has that he's married and everything, just keeps getting in his business, and he's still infected by it, so she has to stay far away from him as possible, because they're holding him in this dungeon, Seth, because of that. So he's trying to find more information of a cure that might help people from not turning into these horrible monsters, or the fly, so to say. And let's just say that as the issue continues, we get more of a mutation that happens, and lots of outbreaks. No pun intended. The title.
Well, that's why they probably call it
chaos happens at the end of the book. So, really.
We'll do this and then we'll have to switch out. So, Angry Birds comic issue number 11.
Yeah, and this one only had 2 stories actually. First was by the hair on his chinny chin chin. Just to sum this up, it's about these 3 pigs that saw that their kings, or the people that was controlling them had beards and mustaches. So they try to find a way to make their own beard and mustaches so that way they could feel more powerful and everything else. And the birds like saying they're not coming after the eggs, so that must be really something. So happy-go-lucky joy. But when the pigs get the mustache, things get into a bit of a hairy situation, and it's just outrageous and crazy after that. They lose their hair, every one of them, at the last story. So I thought that was funny. And then the second story, which is called A Piece of Cake, basically there are three birds who disguise their eggs as a cake. And the chef finds out that he finds the cake so that way he can make his famous egg omelet or something. And with the birds, you know, they attack them to get their eggs back, because that's what they were meant to do. And I guess the bluebirds get their cake and had fun at the fair after all. Because it was a fair, basically, they went to. Which is a thing I forgot to mention in the beginning. But it was, like, really great. Definitely love Angry Birds. It's just awesome.
Alright guys, we have 4 more books. Actually 2 from this week and 2 from last week. We're catching up on Valiant. Just give us 1 second and we will conclude this week's indie review. Alright, we're back. And Unity! Issue number 18. I mixed up the books that came out last week with this week's books, so apologies in advance.
Alright. So in Unity number 18, there's an objective that they have to take in, what's that guy's name?
Him?
No, the Amalgam. They have to take in Amalgam for, something to test him on, because he's known to be experimented on and everything. So, Livewire, Galaga, and Ninjak are trying to go after him, and things don't really turn out so well, and they're trying to convince him to go in, but, or to go with them, but, Amalgam is like a really powerful...
Action's really good in this book.
Yeah, and he's like saying, I'm not going to be tested on, I'm not a lab rat, and everything else. And Ninjak, I thought he was going to get the upper hand, but apparently that didn't really work out too well. And Livewire, I feel, was trying to, like we're friends here, I have Ginger, who could share friendship with you, and actually it worked. Livewire actually talked sense into him. Ginger and Amalgam became friends, and he felt like he was back at home. So that really was a big, a big mission accomplished. And then we get this crazy lady who just comes in a bar and then says that, oh, here's World War III, and all ding, 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 swinging the bat and causing chaos and everything. I don't know what the reason for that was, because she was talking about World War I, II going into 3, and then that's how it all happened. So I'm like, okay, this girl must be nuts.
Well, we'll figure it out in the next issue of Unity.
Yeah, we will.
Alright, we're in Bloodshot.
Okay.
Reborn, issue number 2.
This guy reminds me of the Punisher. And why does he remind me of the Punisher? Not because of the way he looks. It's because of what he does. Minus the part of his teammates, which was Bloodsquirt and some other girl that's with him. And he's trying to find out... He knows that there is a... he's wanted. But it's not this Bloodshot. It's the other guy who is... an imposter dressed as Bloodshot with the red dot on his chest. Mm-hmm. And the detectives are saying the picture of Bloodshot was the same guy that is the official Bloodshot. But what they didn't do is go into the surveillance camera where they see this old man who is Bloodshot, and there's a fight scene that happens between the both of them, and basically the Bloodshot does what he did before, knowing in the last issue he wasn't going to kill or do again because of after his wife died, he still went back to doing what he did before. Mm-hmm. And there's just a whole big thing where Ray, like saying, this isn't over yet, Ray. This is only just the beginning of what you're doing. So it's basically his wife trying to get back into his head, saying, this is who you are, and this is what you were meant to do. Not just quit, sit back, and let everything just go by. Basically, you can't give up what you were.
Mm.
So that was really good. That was like book of the week next to Insufferable, actually.
Gotcha. Nin Jack, number 3.
Okay. In Nin Jack number 3, we get lots and lots of action where Nin Jack has a new task of going up against...
I love the artwork in this
book. The artwork is amazing. And he has this fight with this lady from the last issue. And what he's trying to do is to find this guy who was actually behind something from what we saw from the last issue. I don't want to give too much away because I want you guys to definitely read the book. But let's just say, oh yeah, and we do get a little bit of Nin Jack's life as a child when he was with his father. And his father was really a dirtbag in this, in the origin story. And he ran away from him forever after, you know, all this. And as growing up, he learned how to use an arrow, or archery, basically. And then learn other things to become a ninja. So, as he's doing his adventure of going after the person who he was meant to go after, somebody finds out who is Ninjak.
And then we get more Lost File, which I'm sure you ignored.
Yeah, I didn't read that. But I knew that person was gonna find out it was Ninjak, and Ninjak should have kept on his tracks so he wouldn't find out, and I knew it was going to happen. I felt like going in there saying, Ninjak, I told you not to do that, because he was gonna find out. Just slap on the head. Really.
And finally, Manowar. Best book. Issue number 36.
Yeah, and in this issue, he's on this different planet trying to fight off against Dead Hand. Because Dead Hand is the one that's trying to take over all of the alien land and everything that it stands for. So Eric just tries to encounter... well, first of all, he summons people that he wants to create an army of. So that way he doesn't go fighting Dead Hand alone. So as he convinces them to join his side as an answer, like saying, my answer is, will you honor and fight alongside me? And I love the artwork when they all agreed to fight alongside him against Dead Hand. Now, Dead Hand is a mirror self of the person, because it looks like Arak, but it's a from here to here version of Dead Hand, and it's like really deadly. This character who wants to take over. So he's like saying, Dead Hand, we could do this the easy way or the hard way. Just turn back, or war comes to your world. And it ends like that, and I was like, oh, it ended so perfectly. I want to see more of it.
That is Manowar for you.
Yeah, and it's a really great book. Highly recommended. Valiant is doing an amazing job with their books, and
yeah, I love a lot of Valiant's books. The only one I don't really read is Quantum and Woody.
Well, I gave up on that too, really. But it was a really amazing book, and I'm looking forward to more stories coming from their company.
I agree. Alright guys, and with that, that's it for this indie review. As always, don't forget to check out comic-related Comic Frontline Zone 4 Podcast and Frontline Gaming Zone. Together we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Feel free to leave comments below. We'll answer your guys' comments, likes, dislikes, agree, disagree, recommendations. We love hearing all of those. Like I said, the Big 2 review will probably be in about 2 nights. Doing the live show tomorrow on Frontline, so we probably won't have enough time to do it tomorrow night. If you are on Comic Amino, look us up, or look me up. At least I'm on there, and it's an awesome app. Thank you, Tim, so much for recommending it again. The last time I'll mention it, I promise. And yeah, so that's it for right now. So hopefully see you guys soon. Take care, keep reading, keep collecting. We'll see you guys in the next review.
Later, everybody.